with, you know, the Willie Lynch theory is what's really separating the black community, you know. So you guys, whole thing is you want to unify people.
Right.
As far as the information given, would it be specific religion-based information or just spiritual knowledge? You want people to be spiritually enriched and have a well-being? Is that the type of information that you're giving on Ablackagenda as well and on your shows?
I think whether what religion you are or what you're going to be, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have, like the brother Lee said, we still going to have a common ground. You still going to be suffering whether you Muslim, Christian, you know what I'm saying? You still going to be going through some of the same issues. So when we speak of identity crisis, and then you talked about knowledge itself, that's actually essential to the development of knowing who you are. When the brother was talking about, you know, we're not finding who we are because an image is put out there for us to try to obtain, when actually you need to know who you are so that you can be who you are and to live up to your own level of thinking and consciousness. And we actually need to really decipher and figure out what that means, because there's a lot of prominent people that are in big position and a lot of, you know, badges of honors and degrees and stuff that actually still are lost.
Right.
And that's the sad situation right there.
Right.
You know.
I think when you talk about the fractionalization of us as a people,
Right.
the different groups that we're in, you'll see that we all in fractions. But in mathematics, if you want to bring fractions together, what do you have to do? You have to find the least common denominator. The least common denominator that we have in the community is that we're all black, whatever we call ourselves. We're black, poor, and suffering in America.
Yeah.
So we have to look at that, focus on that, and see how we can change that. That's our focus. Not focus in on our religious issues.
Right.
Not focus in on our, you know, the other issues.
Right.
We need to focus on the fact that we're all, regardless of you being a Christian, you're suffering. Why are you suffering? That's because we don't have that unity. So we need to come together and try to find that unity, that unified bond. Not to say that we all need to, you know, have this emotion with the hug and kiss. You know, that's emotional.
Just building.
Exactly. You don't have to have, you know, I don't have to like you to be unified.
Myself, I believe, you know, in the church or whatever like that. I mean, you know, I think that Jesus didn't really too much wasn't focused on inside the church.
Right.
It was about the work that he did outside the church and the world. This the people in the world that need the help.
That's the work.
So
that was his work.
Right. So it's you guys pretty much trying to inspire the people to go out and do their own.
Exactly.
And pretty much be an individual and their own leader.
First, know who and what you are before you go out and do that.
That's right.
It's imperative to know who and what you are.
You got to.
Then go out and engage the public.
I got you. Another probably a question that, you know, people is probably gonna ask you guys is you know, the race card. You know, they're probably gonna try to say that you guys are racist. How do you address that? Is Ablackagenda just promoting self-love and self-pride without being racist? I know you guys not racist. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But I mean, the people probably, you know, will want to know.
Well, I say it like this. I say it like this. I think every community knows and does one thing.
Okay.
It knows that it needs to take care of itself.
Yeah.
The thing with black community is we're always looking for somebody else to take care of us.
Right.
All we doing is what other communities does.
Right.
To have the incentive to take care of itself. Even an amoeba knows
that
it needs to take care of itself. It doesn't look for a mitochondria to come along and take care of it.
Yeah.
So every creature take care of itself. That's all we're saying.
And
it's not race based.
Yeah.
It's race based because we're black. But we're the black group that's doing it. Yeah. But all other groups does it. We're just not doing it. So we're trying to engage our other group, our group, to do that. There's nothing racist about that.
You know, just to address that, I think that that's a big misconception amongst a lot of African Americans, is that, you know, when you stand up for something like this, you know, you're gonna be considered you know, anti-race. No, it's not. That's not true.
It's not about that.
You know, it's not about that. It's about, you know, knowing where you come from.
Exactly.
And
Got
not
to know
forgetting
that.
where you come from.
Exactly.
And
You
loving
got
where
to.
you come from is part of loving yourself. So I think I think what we doing, what you guys doing is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think that, you know, a lot of people can benefit from this, you know.
Not just the black community,
Not just the black
but other
community
communities
as
as well.
Right.
It what's
Right.
good for us is good for other communities in all of America and all of the world.
As well. Right.
Because there's a, whether we realize it or not, there's a certain burden when someone else is taking care of you.
Right.
There's a certain burden, but that burden should be ours.
Right.
And that burden should be other communities.
So it's pretty much just do for self
Exactly.
and love self.
Exactly.
That's the message.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
But learning from other communities as well.
That's right.
Exactly.
You
I
know,
was just gonna
you
say
always
that.
got to take from what's successful in other groups and just bring it to your community and do the same.
That's right.
What's in other community that we love and aspire and run to, we can actually build ourselves.
Yes, sir.
We just
Yes,
need
sir.
the knowledge and know how to do it. We need to come together and we can do that.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
our communities can be just as beautiful.
Yes, sir.
It does not. But the reason why it's terrible
Yes, sir.
is because we're looking for somebody else to do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's why it's terrible. And if somebody is going to feed you, and if he's going to treat you the way he wants to.
I got you. Tell me about some more of the shows that you guys have on the Black Agenda.
We have a Time for Reflection and Direction, which is a show where we engage the public on different issues and try to see what it takes to solve those problems. It's a beautiful show. I hope you take the time to watch a few of them. And then the other show that that we have coming out is MCs in the Conversation.
Okay.
It's another show that I have dear to my heart. That's a show that we'll be showcasing the talent that's here in the Cleveland. Is hip hop,
Music.
basically
art,
music and hip hop and
culture.
art, culture. But we're gonna showcase different artists,
Okay.
up and coming artists here in Cleveland.
Do that got a
Anything-
social consciousness spin on it too?
Yes, it does. Yes,
Okay.
it does. It has
Okay.
a social commentary to it,
Okay.
and I'm looking forward to it.
Big list.
Mm-hmm.
What's some of the issues that you see with today's music, man?
Well, I come up in an era when, you know, when rap was actually starting to evolve itself, and it was more or less conscious.
Right.
And today, I feel that it's more driven through, how do I want to say this, commercialized.
Money.
Money, cars,
you know,
clothes.
Yeah, and that go back to image and things of that nature too. So when to piggyback off what he said from the show, MC, Music and the Conversation, what we want to do is showcase some of the you know, the artists, the local artists that are doing things around here, and more or less like on a conscious note from when the originals, from when hip hop was actually developed. It was from social responsibility.
Exactly.
People were
Gotcha.
talking about their issues
I
that
got you.
people can relate to. That's what, you know, that's one thing that brought us together with hip hop. We was going through some of the same
Yeah,
things,
exactly.
whether it was
Right.
from New York or Midwest, West Coast. It was something that we all can relate to that brought us together. That's one thing that I love about the arts, man.
got
You know, where religion and politics might separate us,
Right.
the arts can always
Right.
bring us together.
Right.
That's the beauty about that.
What's another show?
The other show that we're going to be looking at is called The Real Report. Well, we'll be reporting on the news that's happening in our community, the good and the bad. And the important part is it be coming from a black perspective.
That's it.
Again. And what we hope to do is to set it up where not only will we be reporting what's happening in our local community, but others can get involved, and you'll be able to showcase what's happening in your community and upload it up on our website. So we're going to have a very engaging dynamic of a website.
Right.
Where it'll be interactive, and you can be able to
Pretty much just get everything on the conscious side.
Exactly.
Understand where, you know, who's doing what, find out who's doing what as far as black businesses go. You could be able to get information. You could be able to get you know,
So it's a source
dialogue,
of information.
a source of information
Exactly.
for the black
For
community.
the black community.
You know,
A black agenda.
That's great.
A need for a black agenda.
Yeah.
And so, like I say, this website will be able to link you to the events and news and
promote black excellence.
Exactly. Beautiful website.
Beautiful website. Beautiful things.
You know.
Yes,
Hope you
sir.
come to it.
Yes, sir.
Please,
Yes, sir. They're gonna come to it.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
come
yeah.
to it.
Yeah,
Support
yeah.
a black agenda. Where can they find the YouTube? The YouTube will be on the bottom of the screen. And
Exactly.
you guys could, you know,
Exactly.
Twitter.
Check out that YouTube. It's beautiful. It's nice. It's nice footage up there.
Okay.
Good footage.
Last thing I want to do, we almost running out of time, is talk about this. I'm just throw a few issues out there, and we could just, you know, expound on that a little bit. Broken families in the black community. How you guys feel about that?
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from?
Well,
Is it a lot of broken families today?
Yeah, it was.
Design.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what
it was broken up. It ain't just happened. It was designed to do that, and it's designed, and it's actually a design to keep it broken.
Yeah. But we have to understand that for what it is and try to fix that structure, you know, because when something's broke, you got to fix it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get back to our core to find out how do we fix that. That go back to what we saying, knowledge is self. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get back to those core things that are in us and find out how can we fix the structure.
Look at the word. If you on the website or if you get the chance, look up the word social engineering and study that word.
Social engineering.
Social engineering.
Okay.
That's what we are a victim of.
Okay.
Social engineering.
That's pretty much why you guys created the media.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's why you want to control your own media.
Exactly.
Because the images today that's being shown on TV have an effect on your mind.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's an
Okay.
imprint. When you see an image, that image is imprinted on your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you can only act out what your mind has.
Okay.
You can't go farther than that.
Okay.
You know, so if there's an image in your head, that's the image you're gonna act out. You
Okay.
cannot go and grab an image that's not in your head.
Okay. Okay.
You know, so
Okay.
an image has been put in us.
Okay.
A chip has been put in us, and we got to
It's a good analogy.
we got to deactivate that chip
Okay.
and put in a new chip, the
Okay.
original chip. That
What
was
about what about crab mentality? We touched on that a little
Yeah.
bit. Where did that
Yeah.
come from? Why is that an issue in the black community? You guys feel the crab?
Well, you know, it's all a part of the same. It's that
Yeah.
social engineering.
Yep.
You know, some people call it Willie Lynch syndrome.
Yeah. Same
You
thing.
know, but it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's one of the essential ingredients that he had in that piece was a trust factor. That's why we can't come together, because we don't trust each other. The number one thing that he wanted to do was have us distrust each other, but trust everything that others do. Total trust. Don't even look into it. We just trust it. But when we come to prevent something, you know, we got to analyze it, engage it, and then just throw it to the side. So that's our number one thing we're going to have to get rid of. We're not going to come together unless we throw that away and begin to trust. So I'm going to put something to you that you're going to have to trust into. And if you don't trust it, you know, you can go the route that you're continually going. And that route ain't getting good. But I'm going to give you something. In order to do it, you're going to have to trust.
Okay. Last thing.
I'll expound on that later.
Last thing is the fiscal cliff. Tell us what's
Right.
going on with this fiscal cliff. That
Well,
you're so
we
passionate
got over the
about.
fiscal cliff thing. At least they gave us 2 more months. I don't know if anybody really know what this fiscal cliff thing is. What are they saying is